Hello, everybody. I'm here with, who are you?
Debbie McDonald.
Debbie McDonald, and Debbie McDonald is my mother-in-law and one of my favorite people in the world. And I just wanted to help her make a video about something that's really important to her. In December, we are going to do a Parkinson's walk/run, and Debbie is raising money for it. We're doing it as a family, so Debbie and John and Lori and I are all gonna participate with Debbie. And so I just wanted to talk to her a little bit about Parkinson's. Is that okay, Debbie?
That's great.
All right, so the first question I have for you was, how did you know something was wrong? What were your first impressions when you noticed something was off?
Okay, well, I was walking crooked, like more to the right, and it was before your and John's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to take a few pounds off in walking in our neighborhood, and I would notice my little right finger would go. I didn't think anything of it except, what's that? And later on, of course, I figured it out, but
those were the first thing that you noticed.
yes.
And so, what happened after you were diagnosed? What happened then?
Well, I, of course, was very upset, and I had anxiety, depression, and the doctor put me on the wonderful medication they use for us, one and only, carbidopa-levodopa. Well, the medication didn't go well for me. I was just having a terrible time with it, and finally the doctor told me about DBS, and so he let me have it early.
And what's DBS stand for?
Deep brain stimulation is where they go in and put wires into your head, and then they bring them down here, and I have a battery, and that's what makes it so I don't shake. So,
and that worked pretty well for you too, right?
yes, I went for 5 years with no medication, and I was doing fine. Then I started having a few problems, and the doctor thought I should try, I know what it was, falling a lot.
Yeah.
So he thought I should try a small dose of the carbidopa-levodopa again, and it did indeed help for probably a year. And I think he raised it a little. Well, just recently I was having trouble again with the side effects from the medication. So he told me I could go off of it, and I didn't realize I could do that. But they were giving me something to counter what was something else was doing. It was just pills. It was driving me crazy. So we took the pills away, and the first couple of weeks were difficult, but I think I'm doing much better now.
Yeah, I think you are too. I can see a little bit of a difference.
My head is clear, which it may not sound clear, but it's clear, and I kind of know what I'm doing most of the time.
Yeah.
So it was good to get me off the medication. Now I'm working only on my DBS, and I go see the doctor every 3 months now, and they see if I need a quirk, a change, whatever.
yeah. And they get you all tuned up, you know.
Tuned up and ready to go.
Yeah, that's, I know that it was especially scary for your family when you were having that brain surgery, but I remember you were very gung-ho about it.
I was, because it was just terrible. Parkinson's is a terrible disease, and nobody Nobody deserves to have this.
Yeah, and I don't think we could feel what you were feeling, so we could be scared, but I think you knew that it could be a big benefit to you.
Right. And they got me one of the best surgeons down at
Was
St.
it
Joseph's
St.
Hospital.
Joseph's. St. Joseph's.
Barrow.
Yeah.
To have the surgery, and he was just great.
That was, I remember that was a scary time, but I'm glad that you had it in the end, because it did seem like it was such a benefit, and
Yes.
and didn't have as many side effects. Brain surgery had less side effects than medication. Yeah, it's something you would never guess.
No, I never thought I'd have this.
So one of the things I remember, like you said, you spent some time feeling pretty depressed, and I'm sure there's still really, really hard days. But I've definitely seen you fighting Parkinson's almost from the beginning, once you kind of got back on your feet and, kind of focused again. So what is it that you do to fight Parkinson's every day?
Well, first of all, I know that I have a very caring and loving family who just treat me great and help me so much. And then I exercise. Exercise is the best thing you can do. Possibly your YMCA may have a class for Parkinson's people.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful if you have that. The Rock Steady boxing, we had that for a while, but the gentleman had to close shop. But I love that. Who would ever think I'd be?
Did you ever think you were going to be boxing?
No, but I love it. I have my husband put a fastball and a big hanging bag.
Yeah, the big heavy bag. Yeah.
And so I can still do that too in the meantime. So when I go to the class, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, then I do the things that they have for us. And when I'm working at home, I basically do the treadmill, the bike, I go walking, and I do some floor exercises. So pretty much, I don't know if when I'm 90, I'm going to still be doing this.
I think it seems like you were always very active, but I think that you exercise way more now than you ever did before.
Right.
Does that seem right?
Yes, well, my alternative is the wheelchair, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So walking it is, floor exercises it is.
Yes,
yeah.
right. Right.
Yeah, it's a better alternative for sure. So, what do you find? I think we've talked a little bit about this, but what do you find frustrating about Parkinson's? Because I know there's a lot of frustrating things about Parkinson's.
Well, for example, going out with your husband, your family, and you see other people, and you think to yourself, first of all, oh, I'm going out, this is wonderful. And then you see people just laughing, having a good time, and walking and not having to stumble. And then you start to get a little weepy, and then you think your family is everything, and you have a lot. And I do remember that, so it's on we go. But the frustration, too, is things at home. Sometimes I want to bake or something, and I don't feel like it. I can't get the energy to do it because you are tired a lot too. But I keep pushing and trying, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, it's true. And it's I feel like it, you definitely see people taking for granted how easily they can move around you for sure. But also it does feel like it kind of takes some things from you, like you said, your hobbies, but you just push forward through them.
Right.
Is there, it's hard to say because Parkinson's is such a terrible disease, but is there anything you feel like you've gained from Parkinson's?
Well, we've got some good friends.
Yeah, you've met a lot of people.
And we have pizza night, which a lot of the good friends are there too. And I also realized that you can't be nasty to people who are slow walking in front of you or waiting in line trying to get something and they tell you move on. I had that happen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like sometimes, yeah, I guess it gives you empathy for other people when you have to. And I know that I've thought that too a lot. You know, between you know having my grandparents sick with something, or my mother, or when you were diagnosed with Parkinson's, I frequently said to John, well, you don't know what they've got going on in their life right now, because you don't, you never know. So yeah, and so we're going to, in December, on December 15th, Sunday at 8:30 to noon, we are going to be doing a walk / Parkinson's run in Tempe at the Clouds Kiwanis Park. It's a Michael J. Fox Foundation, or it's for the Michael J. Fox Foundation to raise money. And if you go to Debbie's Facebook page, the spot that you can donate is pinned at the top of her Facebook page. So you just have to go to the very first post, and that should say Michael J. Fox Foundation, and you can click on it and donate to Debbie and to all of us who are going to be walking for the Parkinson's Foundation. And also, I was going to ask you, do you want to talk about Michael J. Fox a little bit? Because I know he's been very important to you in this journey as well.
Yes, he's just amazing. And when I'm down and low or something's happening, I think, wow, he got through it. He got through a lot. So I read one of his books, and now she got me into listening to books, so I'm listening to the same book I read, and you get more out of it. I love he's narrating it, and I love his giggles. I love his little cliches. It's just amazing. So he is a good writer. If you haven't read his book, go ahead. I'm giving him a plug.
yeah. Go check out Michael J. Fox's books, because they're great. And if you ever want to learn more about Parkinson's, he does it in such a great way that gives you the perspective on it, but he also has such a great sense of humor. So it makes it very entertaining and fun to read. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Debbie. And let's raise some money for Michael J. Fox, okay?
You bet. Thank you.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.